Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to UAE Schools Fair. My name is Mohamad Saad. I'm the principal of Ajial International School. I'll be your speaker this afternoon, and I'll be talking about everything related to degree equalization in the United Arab Emirates. I know as parents, we are all thinking about what's going to happen to our kids when they graduate, when they finish secondary school or high school or Thanawiyya al-Amma at the end of grade 12 or year 13. But allow me first to tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, my name is Mohamad Saad. I'm the principal of Ajial International School. I've been a teacher, senior administrator, principal. I've been in the UAE since 1994, went through the ranks from being a teacher to being a principal. I've worked in schools that follow the American curriculum, British curriculum, IB, diploma, the MOE curriculum, you name it, everything. I'm also a professional trainer. I'm the former president of Al Ain Private Schools Association. I'm also the country representative for the BSME in Abu Dhabi. I hold an MPQH, bachelor's degree, and an MBA. Today I'm your speaker, and tomorrow I'll be also a speaker on the GES, the JES conference, also virtually and online. So let's start with our topic for this afternoon. I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but in the UAE, the official secondary degree that is recognized by the government is the Ministry of Education Secondary School Leaving Certificate, or known in Arabic language as Thanawiyya al-Amma. All students must get this degree. Now, this degree is taught in Arabic language. So what happens to our students who are studying in international curriculum or curricula? The degree that they leave with must be equated to the Ministry of Education Secondary School Leaving Certificate. This is called the equalization, and the Ministry of Education in the UAE have certain guidelines and rules for this to happen. Now, in other words, all our students or our kids, our children that we care so much about, need to have their secondary school leaving certificates equated or equalized with the MOE leaving certificate Thanawiyya al-Amma. For this, we have laws, decrees issued by the government of the UAE, the Ministry of Education, and for a long time, the country has been following a decree numbered 4441 that was issued, that was amended in 2001. Most recently, there was another decree called or numbered 199, and there's a recent one, decree number 883. This afternoon, our main concern would be these two decrees, decree 199 and decree 883. As you can see on the screen, decree 199 is still applicable, and it ends in 2021-2022 academic year. The ministerial decree 883 will start being applicable in the academic year 2022-2023. So let's see what these two decrees talk about. Students studying in grades 11 and 12, that's years 12 and 13, in this academic year will graduate under the ministerial decree 199. So if your child is, or your daughter is graduating in grade 12, they will need to equate their degree based on the 199 ministerial decree. So students in this year's grade 10, which is year 11, they will graduate in 2022-23, and they will be under the ministerial decree, decree 883. So it's a bit confusing. That's why we need to be making sure that you are clear about that. So let's have a look at what ministerial decree 199 mean for students studying under the American curriculum. Those students need to graduate in grade 12 with a high school diploma or a high school certificate, and they should have completed 4 years of secondary school. And in grades 10, 11, and 12, their their subjects must contain at least 5 subjects from an approved list issued by the Ministry of Education. And this list should be provided to you by your respective schools, which is available in Appendix number 1, with a passing grade of not less than D or 60%. Also, the students must sit for the MSAT exam, which is local UAE Emirates SAT, and have a score of 500 on the math test and 1001 for the English, and that's for all the students. Now, and as for all the non-citizens, they should also sit for the SAT exam, the math part, and they should score a minimum of 450, and they should take an English proficiency test, either the TOEFL or the IELTS, with 5 minimum points, or the TOEFL of 500 or 173 on the computer-based. So this is, in general, the requirement for graduating under the American curriculum in grade 12, Ministerial Decree 199. Let's have a look how it looks like in the British curriculum. In the British curriculum, students, as you all are aware, in grade 10, which is year 11, and a grade 12, which is year 13, they need to sit for external examination, the IGCSEs and the GCEs, the O-levels and the AS or the A-levels. Students need to have at least 5 subjects of the ordinary level, the IGCSE, from the, again, approved list in Appendix 2 of the law, of the decree, which should be handed over to you or shared with you by your respective schools, with a minimum score of 3 on a scale of 1 to 9, or an E. And this is in year 11. Students, when they finish year 11 and go to year 12 and 13, grade 11 and 12, they need to do either 2 AS level subjects or 1 A level subject. And this can be completed over 1 year or 2 years, bearing in mind that if the students do 2 AS levels in year 12, that does not mean that they can skip year 13. Finishing year 13 or grade 12 is mandatory, is a must for students to graduate. This is very important. Well, this is all about the Ministerial Decree 199. Now, are there any questions? Anybody would like to ask anything? Okay. Since it's still quiet and the audience is waiting for more information, let me move to Ministerial Decree 833. As I said, this Ministerial Decree will start to be implemented from the academic year 2022-2023. So now it gets a little bit complicated and we need to be focused here on the information. In the American curriculum, students in grade 12, students number 1 will be put into 3 different streams. There is the general track or stream, there is the advanced track or stream, and there's the elite track or stream. And this all depends on the preference of the student, their abilities, and their counselors, advisors, when they sit down with them towards the end of the middle school, at the start of high school, and then they will be discussing and talking about their future preference, what they want to do in the university. So if, let's say, for example, a student has joined the general track or the general stream, they need to take English, at least 4 credits over 4 academic years, starting grade 9, which is grade 9. I'm not going to be using year here because this is American. So at least 4 English credits, at least 4 math, and at least 4 sciences, science subjects, including physics. So physics is a mandatory here. And 4 credits, 3 credits of social studies or humanities, and that will make it 15 credits in total. However, to be able to graduate, students need to take 18. So they should take at least one elective course in the university. So that's a total of 18 credits over 14 years. And of course, the passing grade for each credit should be a minimum of D or 60%. Now, you have to be very careful. We're talking here about equalization, how to equalize our degree with the Ministry of Education General Secondary Leaving Certificate. This doesn't mean that the 18 credits will take you to Harvard, if you want to go to Harvard. Maybe Harvard would want 30 credits or 25 or 24. So that all depends on the choice of the student. Now, if we go to the advanced track or the advanced stream, it becomes a little bit trickier. English is a must, and it's 4 credits. Math is 4 credits. However, it includes at least one AP course. AP means advanced placement. It's not a normal math, it's a higher level math. And it should be calculus math, AB. So now we're getting into the tricks and the details of the subjects. There should be also 4 credits about science credits, and they should include physics and calculus-based physics, and 1 subject of chemistry or biology. One of these subjects should be an AP subject. I'm receiving a few questions here. Is it how it's done in other countries? No, each country has its own set of requirements for the equalizations, but because of your kids are studying in the UAE, we need to follow the UAE rules and regulations with regards to the equalization. Remember, if your kids graduate in the United Arab Emirates, they need to be taking that certificate to university, not any other certificate. So the rules of the Emirates apply. So we'll continue, and there's going to be at least 3 credits of social studies or humanities. That will take it to a total of 15. However, for the student to graduate, they need to have 18 credits. So they will have at least 1 elective course to be taken. The minimum passing grade is D or 60. The elite track, now it's very interesting, and these are for the students who want to join the Ivy League colleges, Harvard's, Yale's of this world, Oxford, Cambridge. Again, English minimum of 4 credits, math including AP, calculus, AB, 4 credits, science, and this is very interesting, AP physics, which is again 4 credits. They should include AP physics, electricity and magnetism, AP physics, mechanics, chemistry or biology at the AP level, another subject in AP level. The subjects of Islamic education and Arabic are not included. So now we're talking about at least 3 AP courses, and AP is equivalent to the A level in the British curriculum or the HL in the IB curriculum. So these are very important. Now, again, they should be, these are total 15 credits. However, to graduate, students need to have 18. Again, the minimum passing grade is D or 60. Now, many universities, yes, accept the equalization as is. However, certain universities would want more. And again, this all depends on the student counselor in the school, how they advise. So your kids need to be engaging with the counselor starting from grade 10, 11, and 12, and they will be communicating with the universities, and then they will be looking at advisory, and the university will tell your child, your student, the graduate, about the requirements for acceptance, and then your student will be planning accordingly. So you don't want to be left with a major surprise that you have, let's say, taken 1 science and you think that will take you to Yale or to Princeton or to Berkeley, and then you discover, no, that's not enough. That's why the early planning in this regard is very important. Early planning. Working with the school counselor is very important. Working with your child at home when you are communicating with the university on a regular basis, checking the website, the entry requirements are all very important. Now, this is with regards to the American curriculum. I've got a few questions here. When do you recommend start planning for our children? As early as possible. This is my recommendation. Of course, not in KG, even though I know some parents do. However, grade 9 would be a good start. Grade 9 is very important. It's the beginning of high school. It's the beginning of the secondary school in the American curriculum. Year 10 in the British curriculum. Start planning then. Ask the questions to your child. What do you like to be? What are the things that you want? Take them out, see what their preferences are. Let them engage with their counselor. Have the chat, and then quick browse into universities and their admission requirements, and then you take it from there. Now we look at the British curriculum. The British curriculum is a little bit simpler than the American in terms of the equalization, and that's very important. Students still need to pass 5 IGCSE subjects in grade 10 or year 11. With a minimum passing grade of 3 or a D. Now the E doesn't exist anymore. However, now we've got certain subjects that are mandatory. Math is mandatory. So out of these 5 subjects, math is mandatory. 1 science out of chemistry, biology, and physics, or there's a course called the dual science subject. They can choose one of these 4, either chemistry or physics or biology or the dual science subject. English, that's a mandatory subject, either English language or English literature. So these are 3 subjects. So 1 math, 1 science, 1 English. The student will be left with 2, and these can be choices of the approved subjects by the Ministry of Education. You have to remember that there's only a general track in the British curriculum. So there's no general, advanced, and elite like the American. Once they finish grade 10, year 11, and they move to year 12 and 13, grade 11 and 12, there's no more AS level. The student must sit for 2 A-level subjects to graduate. Now, these 2 subjects can be taken in year 12, grade 11, or both. The child can take 1 in year 12, grade 11, 1 in year 13, grade 12, or they can take them both in year 12 if they can too, which is grade 11, or they can take them both in year 13. Doesn't matter how, as long as by the time they finish grade 12, year 13, they have the 2 A-level subjects. Any 2. There's no specification of any subjects like the American, like the math is not very important as an A-level. It is important as an O-level. It's not important as an A-level. Any 2 A-level subjects from the list can be taken. Again, here, it also depends on the subjects on offer in every school. For example, at my school, we have the math, we have all the sciences, we've got sociology, we've got design technology, we've got art and design, you've got the economics, you've got the ICT, you've got the history, the geography, many courses all over. Certain schools do not have this choice of subjects. They have limited subjects depending on their operation and what they offer. So this is a conversation between the school and the parent. So this is the requirement for the British curriculum. Of course, there are similar requirements for other curricula. For example, there's the IB program. There are requirements for that. There are requirements for the Canadian program, for the Australian curriculum, for the international curriculum. But I focused today, this afternoon, on the American and the British because they are the most common. And I'm gonna be talking about the IB program requirements after I leave. I give a few moments for if there are any questions, particularly with regards to the American and the British curriculum. I'm going to wait for a few moments if there are any questions. If not, I'll be talking about the requirements for the IB program or the IB curriculum. Okay, it seems that the information are enough that I'm giving, and not many questions are being shared. So let me talk a little about the requirements with regards to the IB curriculum. Now, again, as we said, I don't want to be confusing you too much here, but as we said, there are two ministerial decrees that we are talking about this afternoon. There's the Ministerial Decree 199, and there's the Ministerial Decree 883. As per the 199, which we said will continue to be implemented until 21-22, as per the students studying within the International Baccalaureate curriculum, there are two streams. Stream one, they need to get the IB diploma. So they sit for the exams as per the school, as per the requirements of the IB diploma, and then they graduate. That's basically it. This is the requirement. And if the kids have chosen Islamic studies, it won't be counted as a subject towards the IB diploma subjects. If they have chosen the second stream, they need to get the IB subject certificates, minimum of 6 subjects with a minimum of 3 and on the score. And the total marks or grades shouldn't be less than 21. So if you multiply 6 subjects by 3, that's 18. So how come we need 21? So it seems that the students should take 7 maybe and score a minimum of 3. Or if they take 6, they should score on 2 or 3 courses more than 3. They need to score 4 or 5 or 6 to get to the 21 point. The 6 subjects must include courses like the English language, math, 1 science, and the 6 subjects should be within the high level or the standard level classification of the subjects. You know, in the IB diploma, there are standard level subjects and high level subjects. Just like in the, for example, in the IGCSE, the O levels, the A levels, there is the math, there's the pure math, there's the mechanics. These are different levels of mathematics. We've seen in the American curriculum, there's the, for example, math in grade 12, but there's also the AP, which is advanced placement, which is an advanced course. The same thing with the IP. There are the IB diploma. There's the SL, which is the standard level, and the HL, the high level. So in the second track, under the Ministerial Decree 199, students need 6 subjects. With the other English, math, 1 science, at least 1 science. And the total should be not less than 21, with a minimum passing grade of 3. So as I said, if 6 subjects times 3, that's 18. So your child will be missing 3. In other words, your child must get at least 4 or 5 on at least 2 subjects to reach the 21 mark. So this is related to the International Baccalaureate. If we fast forward to the Ministerial Decree 883, it gets a little bit tricky with the IP. There are 4 streams. Stream 1, as simple, no change, just like stream 1 under the 199. Just to get the IB diploma, regardless of the subjects, and as long as the Islamic studies is not one of the subjects. Stream 2 is very similar to the second stream under the 199. You need to get the IB subject certificate. They need to get at least 6 subjects with a minimum of 3 for every subject, and the total shouldn't be less than 21. And the subject should include English, math, science, very similar to the second stream that was in 199. However, now we've got a third track and a fourth track, the third stream and fourth stream. In the third stream, to get the IB, it's called the IB career. So it's more vocational based. They need to get 5 subjects equivalent to the IGCSE. Now, remember, this is IB. I'm talking about the IB curriculum. In the third track, students need 5 IGCSE or GCE subjects with a minimum of D, or a minimum of 3 on a scale of 9. And the subject should include math, science out of physics, chemistry, or biology, or dual science, English, language, or literature, and Islamic studies is not counted. They also need 3 subjects in the IB diploma courses with a mark which is not less than a 3 of the levels, a standard level or high level. So they need 5 IGCSE or GCSE subjects and 3 IB diploma subjects. So in the third track of the IB curriculum, it's a combination of a British and IB. You have to be very careful with that. So to get the BTEC level 3 diploma, and they will get it under 120 credit hours completed within the Ministry of Education. So this will be called the BTEC IB diploma. And there's also a 4th stream, which is even a little bit more trickier. To get the IB career related, again, it's more vocational, this one, it's an IB and career related. They need to do, it has nothing to do with the British curriculum here. They need to get 2 subjects of the IB diploma with the minimum grade of 3 in each subject of the levels, standard level and high level. Islamic studies is not counted out of them. And this will allow the child to go through the BTEC level 3 diploma of 90 credit hours accredited with a PP grade. And they will be offered a certificate called BTEC level 3 diploma. And it allows its holder to join university and study with in a specialty related to it only. They don't have many choices when they go to university. So what's happening here with the international baccalaureate, they are giving the students more choices, mainly vocational. So that's very, very, very important. That's very nice. However, within the American and the British, they are keeping it open for kids, for students to have a choice. However, as we said, planning is very important in this regard. Of course, we can talk about the other curricula. There's the Canadian, the Australian, and each of these curriculums or the curricula have their own sets of equalizations and requirements. So it's very important that parents and students engage with their respective schools, talk to the counselors, to the advisors about what's the best choice. Again, if your kids are now in grade 9, which is year 10, it means they will be graduating under the 883. It means now they need to obtain the marks based on the 883, even though we're living in the 199 time. Because when it comes for graduation, they will be adjudged based on the 883. So the E passing grade does not count anymore for the students in grade 10, grade 9, year 10. It should be a minimum of D or 3 on the scale of 1 to 9. So this is again the British curriculum. So you have to be very careful with that. So this is in a nutshell. I've been talking for half an hour nonstop about the equalization requirements. I don't think on my chat box there aren't any questions. So it's either I bored people to death or I was very clear that nobody has any questions so far. Anyways, I'm going to wait for a few seconds or a minute maybe. And otherwise, if there are no questions, I want to thank you all for your time. I'm reading on the chat that it was nice. The feedback is great. The information was great, and the session was great. Thank you for your feedback, which is very important to me. I want to thank all the audience who attended my session. Please enjoy the fair. Don't forget to visit Agial International School booth, and you will find many interesting things. Thank you a lot. Really appreciate it.